Be me, Stephanie, 32 years old, successful by every metric society claims to value. 6-figure salary, corner office, respect from peers. Should be happy, right? Wake up at 5:30 a.m. every morning. First thought is always about some injustice I read about yesterday. Check phone before even getting out of bed. Scroll through news about gender pay gap, glass ceiling, systemic oppression. Already angry and haven't even brushed teeth yet. Get ready for work while listening to podcast about dismantling the patriarchy. Arrive at office feeling like I'm going into battle. Because I am, obviously. Every day is a struggle against invisible forces keeping women down. Sit at my desk, immediately notice Derek from sales walking by. He's whistling. Actually whistling like some 1950s cartoon character. Who even does that anymore? Derek is 34, same level as me in company hierarchy. Probably makes slightly less because he's in sales and I'm in marketing. But that's not the point. The point is, he seems inexplicably, infuriatingly happy, wearing a t-shirt under his business casual button-up. I can see it's some video game reference, probably spent his whole weekend playing games and grilling meat. Basic.jpg. He waves at me cheerfully. Morning, Steph. Happy Monday. Who the heck is happy on Monday? Force a smile, turn back to my computer. Open my calendar, already feel cortisol levels rising. Back-to-back meetings from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Team meeting at 10 a.m. Need to present new campaign strategy. Client call at 11:30. Budget review at 2. Performance reviews at 4. This is success. This is what I worked for. So why do I feel like screaming into a pillow? Rachel messages me on Slack. Rachel is my best friend from college, works in HR at different company. Drinks after work? You need to decompress. She's always telling me to decompress, as if decompressing will solve structural inequality. But yes, I need drinks. Always need drinks lately. Team meeting rolls around. I present my campaign strategy for new product launch, targeted at millennial women empowerment angle. We're positioning this as a tool for women to reclaim their power in digital spaces. Spend 20 minutes explaining the feminist framework behind the messaging. Derek raises his hand. Oh God. Here we go. Yeah, this is great and all, but do we know if customers actually want this angle? Like, did we do focus groups? Feel my jaw clench. The research shows that women respond to empowerment messaging, Derek. Right, totally. I just mean, maybe we could A/B test it against something simpler, like, this app makes your life easier, or whatever. He's not even trying to undermine me. He's just existing in his simple Derek worldview, where everything is uncomplicated and nothing requires deep analysis. Must be nice. Must be very nice to just breeze through life without considering power structures. I think we should trust the research, I say firmly. Meeting continues. Whatever. Derek goes back to probably thinking about what he's grilling this weekend, later at drinks with Rachel. We're at this trendy wine bar downtown. I'm already on my second glass, ranting about the meeting, and he just completely dismissed the entire theoretical framework, like the patriarchy isn't even real. Rachel sips her rosé. Did he actually say that? Well, no, but it was implied by his ignorance. Steph, babe, maybe he was just thinking about conversion rates. Shake my head vigorously. You don't get it. This is exactly how they maintain power, by acting like politics and marketing are separate, when everything is political. Rachel gives me that look. The look she's been giving me more and more lately. The I'm worried about you look. When's the last time you just relaxed? Like, actually relaxed? I can't relax, Rachel. Women who relax don't make it to executive level. You're already at executive level. Not high enough. Still 3 men above me in the C-suite. And you think being stressed 24/7 will change that? Order third glass of wine. I think being vigilant is necessary. Someone has to notice these things. Rachel sighs. Have you ever noticed that Derek seems pretty happy? Like genuinely content? Feel myself bristling. Of course he's happy. He's a man. The whole system is designed for his happiness. Is it though? He works the same hours you do, deals with the same corporate BS. But he doesn't have to think about it through the lens of oppression. Right, and how's that working out for you? The constant lens thing? She's not getting it. Nobody gets it. This is the burden of awareness. Once you see the matrix, you can't unsee it. Finish my wine in silence. Next day at work. Company announcing new wellness initiative. Meditation room, yoga classes, mental health days. I'm in the committee meeting helping plan it. Should be positive, right? Except, I immediately see the problems. This is just corporate gaslighting, I announce. Everyone looks at me. They're putting the burden of stress management on individual employees instead of addressing systemic workplace issues that cause the stress in the first place. My boss, Linda, also a woman but clearly internalized misogyny, nods slowly. That's an interesting perspective, Stephanie, though the employee survey showed people wanted these resources. Because they've been conditioned to accept personal solutions to structural problems. Derek is in this meeting too, unfortunately. He's doodling on his notepad, probably not even listening. Finally, he speaks up. I like yoga. Makes my back feel better. Is that okay? Several people chuckle. I don't. Your individual preference doesn't negate the broader critique. Derek. He shrugs. Fair enough. I'm just saying, meditation room seems nice. Free stuff is cool. Free stuff is cool. That's his entire political philosophy. Free stuff is cool. Must be blissful living in his head. Where yoga is just yoga. Where a meditation room is just a meditation room. Where everything isn't a symbol of something else. Later, stalking Derek's social media during lunch. Yes, I know how this looks. But I'm trying to understand the enemy. His Instagram is exactly what you'd expect. Pictures of his dog, barbecue photos with captions like, "Ribs came out perfect," video game screenshots. Him and his buddies at a baseball game. One photo catches my eye. Derek hiking somewhere, big smile, arms spread wide. Caption, "Sometimes you just gotta appreciate being alive." 186 likes. Comments full of "hell yeah brother" and "living your best life" stare at this photo for a full minute. When was the last time I just appreciated being alive? Can't remember. Every moment is filtered through anxiety about the state of the world. Every achievement feels hollow because the system is broken. Every setback is evidence of discrimination. Shake my head, close Instagram. He doesn't appreciate being alive. He's just too ignorant to see all the problems. That's not happiness. That's denial. Right? Weekend arrives. Rachel invites me to her boyfriend's birthday party. Don't really want to go. But staying home means falling into Twitter arguments, which I've been doing every weekend lately. Show up to the party with expensive wine. Because I'm generous like that. Party is in full swing. People laughing, music playing. Someone's attempting karaoke. See Rachel in kitchen. "Hey, you made it? Marcus will be so happy you came." Give her a hug. She introduces me to some of Marcus's friends. Make small talk for a bit. But then conversation turns to politics. Someone mentions gas prices. Here's my chance. Launch into explanation about oil companies, capitalism, exploitation. Connect it to gender because oil industry is male-dominated. People are nodding, but eyes are glazing over. One guy tries to pivot. "Yeah, it's rough. Anyway, anyone catch the game last night?" Sports are a distraction from class consciousness, I hear myself say. Rachel appears at my elbow. "Steph, can you help me get more ice?" Follow her to garage. She closes door behind us. "Okay, I love you, but you're doing the thing again." What thing? The thing where you make every conversation about systemic oppression. Because everything is about systemic oppression. It's Marcus's birthday party. The personal is political, Rachel. She takes a deep breath. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? I want to be both. Well, how's that going for you? Feel tears suddenly prickling my eyes. Where did that come from? I'm fine. You're not fine. You're angry all the time. You haven't been on a date in 2 years. You don't do anything fun anymore. You just crusade. Someone has to care about these things. Lots of people care, but they also know how to turn it off sometimes. They know how to just exist without making everything a battlefield. Maybe I don't want to turn it off. Why not? Can't answer that. Because if I turn it off, then what? Who am I without the righteous anger? What do I think about if not the patriarchy? Go back to party. But Rachel's words are stuck in my head. Watch people dancing, laughing, singing badly. They seem happy. Are they just ignorant? Or am I missing something? Monday comes again. Big client presentation. I've prepared extensively. PowerPoint is flawless. Messaging is sharp, empowering, progressive. Clients are nodding along. Then one of them, older white man, of course, asks question. This is all very contemporary, but do we risk alienating our broader customer base? Our demographics show we're 60% male customers. Feel my hackles raise. Are you suggesting we should cater to male comfort instead of doing the right thing? Room gets quiet. My boss Linda jumps in. What Stephanie means is we believe this messaging will expand our appeal to underserved markets. She's trying to save me. I know she's trying to save me, but I can't stop. No, I mean what I said. The question reflects an assumption that male customers should be prioritized. Client looks uncomfortable. I just meant from a business perspective. Business perspectives don't exist in a vacuum. They reflect patriarchal values. Linda's face is doing something complicated. Meeting ends awkwardly. Clients leave saying they'll think about it, which means no. Back at the office, Linda asks me to come to her office. Stephanie, you're talented. Your strategies are usually solid, but you're becoming difficult to work with. Difficult women get things done. Stephanie, she looks tired. I'm a woman too. I get it. I've dealt with all the same stuff you have, probably more because I'm older, but you can't make every single interaction about gender politics. Why not, if that's what it is? Because you'll burn out, or burn bridges, or both. Maybe some bridges need to be burned. She dismisses me. I can tell she's disappointed. Sit at my desk feeling hollow. Derek walks by, sees my face. You okay? Fine. You look upset. I said I'm fine, Derek. He holds up hands in surrender. All right. Hey, bunch of us are getting lunch at that taco place if you want to come. I have work to do. It's lunch. You gotta eat. I'll eat at my desk. He shrugs. Suit yourself. Offer stands if you change your mind. Watch him walk away. He's already forgotten about it. Already moved on. How does he do that? How does he just not carry everything around, like I do? Eat sad salad at desk. Scroll through articles about burnout in professional women. Every article makes me more anxious. Research shows women experience more workplace stress. See, I'm not crazy, it's real. But then why does Derek, at the same level, seem fine? Is he just hiding it better? Or is there actually something different in how he approaches life? No? Can't be. He just has privilege. Privilege is the answer. Always the answer. Weeks pass. I'm getting worse, can feel it. Snapping at colleagues, sleeping poorly, skin breaking out from stress, drinking more wine, spending hours in social media arguments with strangers. Rachel is distancing herself, can feel it happening. She takes longer to respond to texts, stops inviting me to things. I know it's because I'm too much, but I can't seem to stop being too much. The anger feels like the only real thing I have. Team meeting on a Wednesday, discussing Q3 results. My campaign underperformed, not dramatically, but noticeably. Competitors who used simpler messaging did better. Exactly what Derek suggested might happen. He doesn't bring it up. He's not that kind of guy. But I know he's thinking it. Boss is reviewing the numbers. We'll need to adjust strategy for Q4. Maybe test some different approaches. I'm barely listening. Staring at Derek. He's taking notes, occasionally nodding. Face completely relaxed. How? How is he so calm? What does he know that I don't? Or what do I know that he doesn't? And which of us is better off for our knowledge? Suddenly realized boss asked me a question. Sorry, what? I asked if you had thoughts on the simplified messaging approach for next quarter. It's a perfectly reasonable question. She's not attacking me. But it feels like an attack. Feels like everything is an attack lately. So we're just giving up on progress? Just going back to pandering to the lowest common denominator? Linda sighs. Stephanie, it's not about giving up on anything. It's about meeting customers where they are. Where they are is in a state of unconscious bias that we should be challenging, not reinforcing. Derek shifts in his seat. I can see him debating whether to speak. Don't do it, Derek. Don't do it. He does it. I mean, maybe people just want products that make them happy. Not everything has to be a social movement. Something in me snaps. Not like a small snap, like a complete structural collapse. Stand up from my chair. Of course you would say that. Everyone staring. Can't stop. Months of pressure and rage and exhaustion coming out. Of course you don't think everything has to be a social movement. You know why? Because the world already moves for you. Derek looks startled. Steph, I didn't mean. No, you never mean anything. That's your whole deal. You just coast through life, not meaning anything, not thinking about anything, not analyzing anything. Voice getting louder. Must be so nice to just grill your steaks and play your video games and whistle in the hallway like none of this matters. Must be amazing to live in your bubble of blissful ignorance where products are just products and messaging is just messaging. Linda stands up. Stephanie, take a breath. I don't want to take a breath. I'm tired of taking breaths. I'm tired of managing my tone and being professional and pretending like I don't see what I see. Pointing at Derek now. He looks genuinely concerned, which somehow makes me angrier. You get to be happy because you don't think, because you don't carry the weight of awareness. You're just blissfully privileged. Tears streaming down my face now. When did I start crying? You don't know how hard it is to see everything, to notice everything, to care about everything. You just get to exist and be content, and it's not fair. Collapse back into chair. Room is dead silent. Derek speaks quietly. Steph, I'm sorry you're struggling. I really am. But maybe thinking about everything all the time isn't healthy. Laugh bitterly. Oh, so now I'm unhealthy? The problem is me? I didn't say that. Yes, you did. You're saying if I just thought less, cared less, noticed less, I'd be happy like you. Maybe. I don't know. I just know that you seem really unhappy. His face is genuinely kind, genuinely concerned, which is somehow the worst part. I'm going home. Grab my bag. Linda tries to say something, but I'm already out the door. Sit in my car in parking garage. Full breakdown. Sobbing so hard I can barely breathe. What just happened? Just had a complete meltdown in front of my entire team. Career probably over. Definitely over. But underneath the panic is something else. Derek's words echoing. Maybe thinking about everything all the time isn't healthy. He's wrong. He has to be wrong. Because if he's right, then what? If the solution is to just stop caring, stop noticing, stop fighting, then I've been making myself miserable for nothing. Drive home in a daze. Apartment feels cold and empty. It's nice apartment, expensive, worked hard to afford it, but it's joyless. Walls are bare except for a few motivational prints about women's empowerment. No plants because I'm too busy to water them. No pets because I travel for work. No clutter because clutter is inefficient. Sit on my expensive couch in my joyless apartment. Pour a glass of wine. Phone buzzes. Rachel. Linda called me. Are you okay? Text back. No. Can I come over? Sure. She arrives 30 minutes later with Thai food. We eat in silence for a bit. Finally she speaks. Do you want to talk about it? I think I'm having some kind of crisis. Yeah, I got that. Rachel, am I crazy? Is it crazy to care about this stuff? She thinks carefully before answering. No, it's not crazy to care. But Steph, you don't just care. You've made it your entire identity. Every thought, every conversation, every interaction is filtered through this lens of oppression and resistance. Because it's real. The oppression is real. I know it's real, but... Okay, let me ask you something. When's the last time you did something just because it made you happy? Try to remember. Can't. Everything I do is either for career advancement or political statement. Even my hobbies died. Used to paint. Used to hike. Used to read fiction. Now, it's all podcasts about social justice and news about injustice. I don't know. Exactly. And Derek, who you despise, I don't despise him. Steph, you literally screamed at him today. Okay, fine, continue. Derek does stuff that makes him happy all the time. Grills with his friends, plays games, goes to baseball games. And yeah, maybe he doesn't think as deeply about structural inequality as you do, but is he wrong? Is he actually hurting anyone by living his life? Want to say yes, but can't, because Derek is actually kind. Holds doors for everyone, regardless of gender. Remembers people's birthdays. Volunteers at animal shelter on weekends. I know because I cyberstalked him. He's not the enemy. He never was. So what, I should just become like him? Ignorant and content? God, Steph, listen to yourself. Why are those the only two options? Ignorant and content, or aware and miserable? She takes my hand. You can be aware of injustice and still find joy. You can work for change and still relax sometimes. You can be a feminist and still just enjoy a taco without thinking about agricultural labor politics. Can I though? Yes. But you've convinced yourself that happiness is complicity, that if you're not suffering, you're not doing enough. She's right. I know she's right. Somewhere along the way, I started believing that my misery was proof of my virtue. That being happy meant being privileged. That contentment was the same as complacency. What if I let my guard down and miss something important? What if you keep your guard up and miss your entire life? We sit with that. Eventually Rachel leaves. I'm alone with my thoughts. Dangerous place to be. But for once, trying not to politicize them, just feeling them. I'm exhausted. I'm lonely. I'm angry at the world, but maybe also at myself. I wanted to change things, wanted to fight the good fight. But somewhere I stopped fighting for a better world, and started fighting because fighting was all I knew how to do. Next morning, email from Linda, asking me to take some time off. Not fired, but strongly suggested I recharge company will pay for therapy. Normally I'd rant about how therapy is a band-aid on structural problems. But I'm too tired. Accept the offer. Take 2 weeks leave. First few days, just sleep. Sleep so much. Body apparently needed it, then start trying to remember what I used to like. Dig out old painting supplies from closet. They're dusty as heck. Set up in front of window. Just paint. Not making a statement. Not proving anything. Just pushing colors around. It's nice. It's really nice. Go for a hike. Put phone on airplane mode. Just walk and look at trees. Trees don't care about the patriarchy. Trees just tree. It's peaceful. Start therapy. Therapist is named Joan. She's older, calm, asks good questions. When did you start equating happiness with ignorance? Have to think about that. College, I think. Women's studies classes. Started learning about all the ways the world is messed up. Felt like I couldn't unsee it. And you felt like if you were happy, you were ignoring those problems? Yeah. Like, how can I enjoy brunch when women in other countries can't even drive? Do you think your suffering helps those women? No. Do you think your constant anger changes systems of oppression? I mean, awareness is the first step. Awareness, yes, but perpetual rage? Don't have an answer. She leans forward. Stephanie, what if I told you that you could care about injustice and still experience joy? That taking care of your own mental health doesn't make you complicit in oppression? I'd say you sound like my friend Rachel. Smart friend. Sessions continue, slowly unpacking years of accumulated rage. Start to see how I weaponized my awareness, used it as a shield against real connection, made it my entire personality so I didn't have to develop other aspects of myself. If I'm always fighting, I don't have to examine why I'm alone. If I'm always angry at the system, I don't have to acknowledge my own agency. If everyone else is the problem, I don't have to change. Hard truths. Really hard. But also kind of liberating. 2 weeks pass. Time to return to work. Terrified. Rachel comes over the night before. You got this. Just be yourself. But like, the version of yourself that isn't actively having a breakdown. Helpful. Thanks. She smiles. Seriously though, you've done good work the past 2 weeks. Don't throw that away by falling back into old patterns. What if everyone hates me now? Then you deal with it. But probably they don't hate you. They probably just think you were struggling. Because you were. First day back, walk into office. People are nice. Careful, but nice. Linda pulls me aside. Welcome back. How are you feeling? Better. Not perfect, but better. Good. Let's take things slow. I've redistributed some of your projects while you were out, so you should have more manageable workload. Thank you. She pauses. Stephanie, you're good at what you do, but you need to find balance. This job isn't worth your mental health. Nod, mean it. Sit at my desk. Derek walks by. Oh God. He sees me, hesitates, then approaches. Hey, welcome back. Hi, Derek. I owe you an apology. He waves it off. Don't worry about it. No, seriously. I completely lost it on you, and you didn't deserve that. He sits on edge of my desk. You seemed like you were dealing with a lot. I am, but that's not your fault. And you were actually right. About the messaging, about a lot of things. He looks surprised. I was? Yeah, I was so convinced that everything had to be a statement that I forgot to think about what actually works. What actually helps. He nods slowly. Well, for what it's worth, I think your passion is cool. Like, you actually care about stuff. Most people just coast. But maybe it's about finding a middle ground. Yeah, working on that. He stands up. Glad you're back, Steph. Office was too quiet without you. He means it. Derek is genuinely just a nice person, who happens to be happy. Not because of privilege alone, but because he's figured out something I'm still learning. How to exist without making everything a battle. How to care without drowning in caring. How to be aware without letting awareness consume you. Workday continues. It's not perfect. I still notice things that bother me, still see inequities and frustrations. But I'm trying not to let each one derail me. Trying to choose my battles. Trying to remember that I'm a person, not just a crusader. End of the day. Rachel texts. How'd it go? Me. Good. Weird, but good. Her. Proud of you? Drinks to celebrate? Me. Yeah. But can we also get tacos? Just like regular tacos, without discussing agricultural politics? Her. Progress with party emoji. At the taco place. Rachel and I and a few other friends. They're talking about normal stuff. TV shows, weekend plans, someone's dating disaster. I'm mostly quiet, just listening. But actually listening. Not planning my next political point. Just enjoying being around people. Someone asks me about work. Start to launch into critique of corporate structure. Catch myself. Rachel gives me a look. It's fine, I say instead. Glad to be back. Conversation moves on, and I'm okay with that. My thoughts drift to Derek. Probably home now, playing video games or watching TV. Simple pleasures. Used to think that was shallow. But maybe it's just healthy. Maybe happiness isn't about ignorance. Maybe it's about knowing when to engage and when to let go. Maybe men don't secretly know something women don't. Maybe Derek doesn't have some magic answer. Maybe he's just better at being human, at allowing himself to exist without constant warfare. And maybe, just maybe, I can learn that too. Won't happen overnight. Still have years of patterns to unlearn. Still will get angry at injustice. Still will fight for change. But maybe I can do it without destroying myself. Maybe I can be aware and content, engaged and peaceful, feminist and happy. Rachel catches my eye. You good? Think about it. Really think about it. Am I good? Not yet, but getting there. Yeah, I say. I'm good. And for the first time in years, I actually mean it, several months later, sitting in therapy. Joan asks how I'm doing. Better. Actually better. What's changed? I guess I've stopped seeing happiness as the enemy. Stopped thinking that being content means I don't care. That's significant progress. I still care about the issues, still want to make a difference, but I'm also painting again. And hiking, and I actually went on a date last week. How was it? Terrible, honestly, but in a normal way. Like, he talked about himself too much, not in a patriarchal conspiracy way. Joan smiles. And work? Good. Derek and I actually collaborate well now. Turns out when I'm not seeing him as the embodiment of male privilege, he's got some decent ideas. What changed there? I stopped needing him to be wrong so I could be right. Stopped making everything a referendum on gender politics. Pause. He's actually teaching me about his video games. They're kind of fun. Joan laughs. 6 months ago, would you have believed me if I told you you'd be playing video games with Derek? 6 months ago, I would have said you were part of the problem. We both laugh. It feels good to laugh at myself, at how serious I took everything, how exhausting I made life. Leave therapy feeling light. Stop at coffee shop. Barista is cheerful. Old me would have analysed if he's performing emotional labour. New me just says, thank you. Sit outside with my coffee. Watch people walking by. They're just living their lives. Not heroes or villains, not oppressors or oppressed. Just people. Trying to get through the day. Just like me. Phone buzzes. Rachel. Dinner at my place Friday, bringing someone I want you to meet. Me. Is this a setup? Her. Maybe, but he's nice and you promised to give nice a chance. Me. Fine. But if he's a Republican, I'm leaving. Her. Baby steps, Steph. Baby steps. Laugh to myself. Some battles are worth fighting, some hills are worth dying on, but not every conversation, not every moment, not every single day. Derek was right about one thing. Sometimes you just got to appreciate being alive. Look up at sky. It's blue, sun is shining. I'm alive, I'm healing, I'm trying. Maybe that's enough. Maybe I don't need to carry the weight of the world. Maybe being happy isn't privilege. Maybe it's just a choice. A choice I'm finally learning to make. Finish my coffee. Head home to paint. Maybe later I'll play those video games Derek recommended. Maybe I'll just watch TV. Maybe I'll do nothing. And that's okay. Because I'm not my ideology. I'm not my anger. I'm not even my awareness. I'm just Stephanie. And for the first time in a long time. That feels like enough. It feels like more than enough. It feels like everything.